Question number 751. A person accused of an offence may apply for a plea bargaining. Option A, in the court in which his case is pending trial, in any court, in the high court, in the police station. Here correct answer is option A, that is in the court in which his case is a pending trial. Question number 752. An accused can make an application for plea bargaining if and when he is alleged to have committed the offence of murder, affecting socio-economic condition of the country, theft, affecting women or children below the age of 14 years. Here correct answer is option C, that is theft. Question number 753. In which of the cases a plea bargaining cannot be effected? Option A, where the offence is punishable with the imprisonment exceeding 7 years, where the offence is against a child below 14 years, where the offence against a woman, and all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. In all of the above cases, plea bargaining cannot be effected. Question number 754. A salient feature of plea bargaining is option A, if there is the statement of fact stated by the accused in his application for plea bargaining can be used against the accused for any other purposes, is the judgment delivered by the court in a case of plea bargaining is not final and can be challenged in appeal, is applicable in respect of offences punishable with imprisonment up to period of 7 years, applies to the offence committed against a woman or a child below the age of 14 years. Correct answer here is option C, that is applicable in respect of offences punishable with imprisonment up to period of 7 years. Question number 755. Who can participate in plea bargaining according to the section 265B of CRPC? Correct answer here is option B, that is the accused, victim, prosecution and investigation officer for the mutual satisfactory disposition. Option B here is the correct answer. Question number 756. The offence affecting the socio-economic condition of the country to which plea bargaining is not applicable shall be notified by, correct answer is option D, that is the central government can notify. Question number 757. Under CRPC, who can file an application for plea bargaining? Here, the public prosecutor, the investigating officer, the victim of the accused of the offence. That is option D, the accused of the offence is the correct answer. Question number 758. Guidelines for mutual satisfactory dispositions are covered under section dash of the CRPC. Correct answer here is option 265C of CRPC. Question number 759. The court shall, on an application for plea bargaining by the accused to satisfy itself that it is made voluntarily, A, examines in open court, examines him in camera, record his evidence on oath and seek his affidavit. Correct answer here is option B, that is examines him in camera. Question number 760. The statement or fact stated by an accused in an application for plea bargaining can be used in any case against the accused, can be used in any other case against the accused only with the permission of the court, cannot be used on any other purpose except for the purpose of plea bargaining, can be used for any purpose. Correct answer here is option C. Question number 761. What is the maximum sentence which can be imposed by a court while allowing an application for plea bargaining case where no minimum sentence is prescribed in the statute? Option A, minimum sentence prescribed in the statute. Option B, half of such minimum sentence prescribed in the statute. Option C, 1/4 of such minimum sentence prescribed in the statute. And option D, none of the above. Correct answer here is option C, that is 1/4 of the minimum sentence prescribed in the statute. Question number 762. What is the remedy available to a person aggrieved by an order passed under section 265G of CRPC? Option A, he may file an application under section 482 of CRPC. Option B, he may file a writ petition under article 226 or 227 of the Constitution. Option C, he may file a special leave petition SLP under article 136 of Constitution. And option D, either B or C. Correct answer here is option D, that is either B or C. He can file a writ petition under article 226 or 227 of the Constitution, and he may file SLP under article 136 of the Constitution. To correct the remedy available to a person aggrieved by order passed under section 265G of CRPC. To question number 763. Which of the following statement is not true with regard to plea bargaining? Option A, the statement made by the accused in an application for plea bargaining shall not be used for any other purpose. Option B, it does not apply where the offence has been committed against women. Option C, it does not apply where the offence has been committed against a child below the age of 14 years. Option D, the court shall not deliver its judgment in the open court. Here correct answer is option D, that is the court shall not deliver its judgment in the open court. Question number 764. In the cases of plea bargaining by the parties, no judgment may be delivered by the court. Judgment may be delivered in private to the parties. Judgment shall be delivered in the open court. The bargain struck by the parties is to operate as the judgment. Correct answer here is option C, that is judgment shall be delivered in the open court. Question number 765. Plea bargaining under Indian law implies. Option A, bargain for declaration that the accused is innocent, bargain for dilution of the charge, bargain for lesser punishment for release on probation on accepting the charge, plea for lesser punishment and dilution of the charge. Correct answer here is option C, that is bargain for lesser punishment or release on the probation on accepting the charge. Question number 766. Right of an accused for plea bargaining in India relates to option A, fact bargaining, charge bargaining, sentence bargaining, all of the above. Correct answer is option C, that is sentence bargaining. Question number 767. Under which section of law magistrate has the power to issue commission for examination of witness in prison? Option A, section 270, section 271, section 272, section 273. Correct answer is option B, that is section 271. Question number 768. For the purpose of the CRPC, who from amongst the following may determine the language of each court in state other than a high court? Option A, the high courts of the state, the Supreme Court of India, the state government, the legislative assembly of the state. Correct answer is option C, that is the state government. Question number 769. When personal attendance of an accused is dispensed with, all evidence shall be taken in the absence of the accused or his pleader, presence of his authorized representative, presence of his pleader, none of the above. Correct answer is option C, that is presence of his pleader. Question number 770. Section 293 of CRPC applies to which of the following government scientific experts? Option A, any chemical or examiner or assistant chemical examiner to government, chief controller of explosives, directorate of fingerprint bureau, all of the above. Correct answer here is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 771. Which provision requires that evidence must be taken in the presence of the accused? Option A, section 302 IPC, section 154 of Evidence Act, section 277 of PRPC, section 273 of CRPC. Here correct answer is option D, that is section 273 of CRPC. Question number 772. The court can record demeanor of a witness under which of the section of the CRPC? Option A, section 280, B, section 279, C, section 278 and D, section 281. Correct answer is option A, that is section 280. Question number 773. Which one of the following section of CRPC relates to interpreter is bound to interpret truthfully? Option A, section 272, option B, section 284, option C, section 280 and option D, section 282. Correct answer here is option D, that is section 282. Question number 774. Under which of the following section of CRPC issue of commission for the examination of the President or the Vice President of India as a witness is provided? Option A, section 286, option B, section 284, option C, section 287 and option D, none of the above. Correct answer is option B, that is section 284. Question number 775. In a criminal trial, without proceeding, the chemical examiner of the government, the report given by him upon a thing duly submitted for the analysis in the course for any proceeding under CRPC is cannot be used as evidence, can be used as evidence only in some cases, can be used as evidence, can be used only to refresh memory of the investigating officer coming the evidence. Correct answer is option C, can be used as evidence. Question number 776. Section 293 of CRPC regarding reports of the government scientific experts applies to the Directorate of the Central State Forensic Laboratory, the Deputy Director of the Central State Forensic Science Laboratory, the Assistant Director of the Central State Forensic Science Laboratory and all of these. Correct answer here is option D, that is all of these. Question number 777. The evidence of any person whose evidence is of a formal character which may be given by affidavit is provisioned in. Correct answer here is option D, that is section 296 of CRPC. Question number 778. The authorities under section 297 of the CRPC before whom affidavits may be sworn to be used before any court under the code of CRPC may be sworn or affirmed before. Option A, any judge or any judicial or executive magistrate. Option B, any commissioner of oaths appointed by High Court or Court of Session. Option C, any notary appointed under Notaries Act 1952 and all of these. Correct answer here is option D, that is all of these. Question number 779. The provisions regarding previous conviction envisaged in which of the following sections of CRPC? Correct answer is option C, that is section 298 of CRPC. Question number 780. In which provision, under which provision of CRPC, examination of a witness in the absence of absconded accused can be done? Here correct answer is option A, that is section 299 of CRPC. Question number 781. Match the following. List 1 and list 2. Section 290 of CRPC is related to execution of a foreign commission. Section 291 of CRPC related to deposits of medical witness. Section 292 of CRPC is related to evidence of the officers of mint. And last, section 293 of CRPC is related to reports of government scientific experts. By going through these options, Correct code here will be option C. Now let us proceed to question number 782, list 1 and list 2. Here, anticipatory bail is provided under section 438 of CRPC. Cognizance on complaint is provided under section 190. Language of court is provided under section 272. And last, security for good behavior from habitual offenders is provided under section 110 of CRPC. By going through these codes, correct answer here will be option D. Question number 783. Section 272 of CRPC is related to language of the court. Section 2D is very simple, it is related to complaint. Section 321 is withdrawal from prosecution. And section 257 is withdrawal of complaint. By going through these provisions, correct code will be here option C. Question number 784. The protection against dual jeopardy is contained in which section of CRPC? It is contained in section 300 of CRPC. Question number 785. Which one of the following section of CRPC provides that a person once convicted or acquitted cannot be tried again for the same offence? Correct answer is option C, that is section 300. Question number 786. Which section is based on the maxim nemo debet bis vexari pro una et idem cause? That is, a man shall not be twice vexed for one and the same cause. Correct answer is option A, that is section 300. Question number 787. Which one of the following section is based on the doctrine of utero fois acquit and utero fois convict? Correct answer is option C, that is section 300 of CRPC. Question number 788. Utero fois acquit or plea of dual jeopardy arises, option C, when a person is tried again for the same offence. It is a right answer. Question number 789. A is tried for the voluntarily causing grievous hurt and convicted. The victim subsequently dies. The state wants to try A for the offence of culpable homicide amounting to murder under IPC. Which among the following is the correct legal position? Option A. A cannot be tried for the second time under section 300 of the code CRPC. Option B. A was already convicted and punished and hence cannot be tried second time under the law. Option C. A can be tried for the second time for culpable homicide amounting to murder. And option D. A can be tried once again for the same offence that caused his death. Correct answer here is option C, that is, A can be tried for the second time for culpable homicide amounting to murder. Question number 790. As mentioned in section 300 clause 5 of the CRPC, a person discharged under section 258 shall not be tried again for the same offence except with the consent of the court by which he was discharged or of any other court to which first mentioned court is subordinate. Here correct answer is option A, that is section 258 of CRPC. Question number 791. Which of the following persons are entitled under section 302 of CRPC to conduct the prosecution of the case without the permission of the magistrate? Option A, public prosecutor. Option B, government advocate. Option C, assistant public prosecutor. And option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 792. Which of the following sections of CRPC deals with the right of a person against whom proceedings are instituted or to be defended? Correct answer here is option C, that is section 303 of CRPC. Question number 793. Which of the following sections of CRPC deals with the procedure when a corporation or a registered society is accused? Correct answer is option A, that is section 305 of CRPC. Question number 794. In which of the following section of CRPC provisions for free legal aid is made? This is very important question, and correct answer is option C, that is section 304 of CRPC. Question number 795. Section 304 of CRPC deals with legal aid to the accused at the state expenses. Question number 796. The court may assign a pleader to an accused in a trial when it appears to the court that the accused does not have dash means to engage one. Option A, adequate. Option B, sufficient. Option C, proper. And option D, reasonable. Correct answer here is option B, that is sufficient means to engage, that the accused does not have sufficient means to engage one. Question number 797. Under which provisions of law a body incorporate is required to appoint an authorized representative for the purpose of inquiry or trial before a criminal court? Option A, section 302 of CRPC, section 303 of CRPC, section 305 of CRPC, and none of the above. Correct answer here is option C, that is section 305 of CRPC. Question number 798. The provisions to tender pardon to an accomplice is given in, correct answer is option B, that is section 306 of CRPC. Question number 799. Section 306 of CRPC deals with Option A, tender of pardon to accomplice. Option B, permission to conduct prosecution. Option C, local inspection. And option D, expenses of complaints and witness. Correct answer is option A, that is tender to pardon to accomplice. Question number 800. Pardon may be tendered to an accomplice under section 306 of CRPC when option A, he is not in a position to stand trial due to infirm health. Option B, when he is declared insane. Option B, he understands to make full and true disclosure of the facts relating to the offence. And option D, all of the above. In question number 800, correct answer is option C, that is he understands to make full and true disclosure of the facts relating to the offence.